Good evening, and welcome to tonight's sleep story. Tonight, I will take you on a journey. We will travel through time and to faraway lands. But before we do, let's do a short relaxation practice together. Now, cozy up under your covers, and please close your eyes. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Relax your whole body and release all tension in your muscles. Now, remember a moment from your past where you felt very relaxed. Maybe you remember a stroll on the beach, a cuddle with a loved one, or a sudden day off. Really get into that feeling. Do you feel it? How did it feel like to be there on that beautiful day in your past? Did you feel cozy, warm, or free? Feels good, doesn't it? See, you don't have to be somewhere to feel good. You just have to remember what it felt like. Now, with these good feelings, we will start our story. The mighty Himalayas will be the decor for tonight's tale. Some say the story I'm about to tell you is fiction. Others believe that there really was a time very long ago where this all truly happened. I'll let you decide in the end. Shiva was his name. The Lord of Destruction and powerful yogi was in deep mourning, for his great love Shakti had died. Shiva was now incomplete and felt this great sadness of his loss so deeply that he decided there was only one thing he could do to feel peace again: meditate. And so the yoga god went to in a deep, deep meditation, and many believed that he would never awake from it again. Years went past, even centuries, but Shiva stayed in meditation. He became known for his deep devotion to his late wife Shakti, his lost love. Everyone knew the story amongst the Himalayas, even Lord Himavan and his wife Meena. Himavan was the king and lord of the Himalayas, and together with his wife Meena, they were blessed with a beautiful daughter. They named her Parvati. Parvati was a beautiful baby girl, but soon they would discover that Parvati was a little bit different. As a toddler, Parvati developed a deep fascination for the meditating yogi Shiva. Where other children her age played and danced, she would sing mantras for Shiva for days and days. Her parents believed it was just a phase and it would pass. But it never really did. Parvati grew up to be the most beautiful and intelligent, loving woman in the mountains. Kings and princes wanted nothing more than to make Parvati their wife. But she declined every request. One day, Parvati stood before her parents and said, "Dear Mom and Dad, please don't be mad at me. I know how disappointed you must be that I do not want to marry these men. But the truth is that my heart belongs to Shiva." Her parents were shocked. "You mean the meditating yogi? That hippie?" Himavan replied. "Yes, Father. I feel deep down that he is my husband." Her parents were quiet for a while, but then Himavan replied, "Well, if this is what you truly feel, then let me bring you to him. I will never stand between you and your happiness. Let us prepare for the journey. We will leave tomorrow." Parvati was very excited and ran off to make herself ready to meet him. The journey along the misty mountains was tough, but nothing could take away the bliss Parvati felt inside. After the long journey, they arrived at the temple where Shiva was meditating, and she stood before him for the very first time. "Oh, Father, Shiva is even more beautiful than I had ever imagined. Please let him open his eyes and see me." And so, Himavan kneeled down and spoke to the meditating yogi. "Dear Lord Shiva, I present to you my daughter Parvati. She is loved and admired by all, but she truly believes that no one is worthy of her hand but you. If you feel the same, I will grant you my blessing." Then Shiva slightly opened his eyes and gazed in the room. "Look, his eyes are open and he sees me, Father, look." But Himavan was older and wiser. "No, darling. What you see is a yogic gaze. He's still in meditation like he has been for years. There's no use, and it will be best to return home." "No," Parvati replied. "I will stay here and take care of him." "Thank you, Father, but I choose this life." And so, with a heavy heart, Himavan returned to the palace alone. Parvati created a small cabin and devoted her life to Shiva. Years went by, and the rumor spread that the most beautiful woman of the Himalayas went completely mad. She lived a life starving from unanswered love, but always kept her devotion. Everyone knew how this was going to end. Shiva would never wake. But one day, when she was sitting before him, she kneeled down and asked, "My love, tell me how I can reach you. Please, tell me what I can do." Her face was pale and her eyes teared up, and she looked straight at the lifeless yogi before her. But then she got the idea. "Oh my, I know how I can reach him. I can only find him in meditation." As soon as she got the idea, Parvati ran out of the temple and into the mountains. She sat down and started her meditation. Deeper and deeper, she came into her meditative trance until she became completely unaware of the world around her. All of a sudden, the earth began to tremble and shake. The wind picked up and the waters became restless. The gods in the sky didn't know what was happening on earth, and Shiva's brothers Brahman and Vishnu started to look for the source. Meanwhile, Parvati received a vision in her meditation. In her meditation, she was brought back to her past life, her past existence. "What was my name?" she asked to her higher self. "Shakti." Now, the earth was quaking. Vishnu screamed from the sky, "Shakti, the goddess of power, has awoken. Quick, we need to wake Shiva before the power of Shakti destroys the universe." Brahman and Vishnu hurried to the temple of Shiva and managed to wake their brother after centuries of meditation when they told him that Shakti was back. Right away, Shiva sensed where the power came from and ran off to where Parvati was meditating. Meanwhile, Parvati awoke from her meditation. Now she knew why she loved Shiva so deeply. For all those years, she had to tell him who she truly was as soon as possible. She stood up from her meditation spot and ran back to the temple, but the road was blocked by a beggar. "Hello, beautiful girl. Why the rush?" he asked. "I'm sorry, sir. May I please pass? I have to get back to Shiva." "Shiva?" the beggar replied. "You mean that smelling hippie? Why on earth would you want anything to do with him? He's a nobody." Now, Parvati was furious. "You listen to me. Shiva is the love of my life, and he deserves your respect. I am Shakti, and now you will let me pass at once." After Parvati had spoken those words, the beggar transformed into Lord Shiva. It took Parvati's breath away. Shiva walked towards her and grabbed her face between his hands. "Please, forgive me for being so blind and letting you wait so long," Shiva said. Parvati pushed his body close to hers and answered, "I will wait lifetimes